In this episode, we're gonna add spice. You guys know spice? We're gonna make this level, we're gonna make the beginning of this part absolutely excellent. That's what we're gonna be looking for. So the last thing, okay, I keep saying the last thing, but I just need to spice this up so that it's actually a good level. So I wanna add these small, and I actually have never tried doing this effect, but I'm gonna try my best to make it look good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make like a grid using these guys, and then I'm actually gonna make it a bit, I'm gonna make it like rather tall, and then I'm gonna give all of these guys a group ID of 86, and now we're gonna add an area tint, and as well, just like last time, we're gonna add a random object like this line, and then 87, and then in here goes 87, 80, this one 87, this one 86, I think. Yeah, these ones are 86, that is perfect. And now we're gonna make all of these guys on color channel 5, and then we're gonna pulse this one to 19, which is a this one kind of like a yellowish. And now what we want to do is add a bit of this one and make it that one. And now you guys can see, if we make this one a bit lower, you guys can see that, okay, if we need to bring these guys actually on top of everything so that you can actually see them, and as you guys can see, these guys look like that. And this is how they used to look. They were 54, and now they are only about half of them. And that's clean, and we want to add a bit more of this guy, and I actually kind of want to see what the perfect value for this one will be if we kind of add it like that. So yeah, so I changed it to this, and I also increased the length a little bit, and this object is still here. So now what are we gonna do? We're gonna have to, I think we're gonna have to make the, what are we gonna do? We're gonna make the offset a bit random. So now you guys can see that there's this weird effect, and if we make this on 5, you guys can see that this is always randomized, which just looks awesome. So now it's just time to move this one up and down so that it kind of gives it this effect of kind of pulsing, like boom boom. So this one is gonna go, so this one is 87, so we're gonna move it down by 20, and then 687, was it? I keep forgetting. 87, yes. 87, we're gonna move 20 quite fast, like that. And now, as you guys can see, if we do this, you guys can see that it's gonna have this very nice effect. And if we make it a bit faster, like maybe 0.11, you guys can see that there's this awesome looking effect. And if we add this into here and then make it go back instantly after that, and then we give these guys a group ID of 88, we give them spawn and multi-trigger, and then we select in here 88 as well, you guys will see that if we now finally just copy these guys randomly into the level, you guys will see that we have created a very cool effect. I actually never done this effect, and it turned out amazing. This effect turned out probably one of the best effects I've ever made. But now you guys can see that there's this, it actually doesn't work because this one should move downwards. So we moved it up by 20, and then we're going to move it downwards by 20 so that it keeps doing this loop. And as you guys can see, this just looks phenomenal. But actually, we're going to have to move it back using a time as well, but it's going to be a bit slower like that. So it's going to go like this, so like this. It's going to go like that, and then it's going to slowly come back. So boom, 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 like very slow. And if we move this like that, this should work pretty well. Look at it. Boom. Oh my god. Oh my god. That looked phenomenal. Look at it. Boom. Wow. Oh my god. What have I done? Oh my goodness. What have I done, bro? Oh my god. This is insane looking, bro. Wow. This is so, oh my, okay, I am overwhelmed right now. What is going on? I don't want to lose this. Okay, wow. Okay, so you guys will see that we added in here as well, but why can we not see these guys? We can't see them. And that's because, just like we said, the area trigger works. So we're moving this one up here, and then it's going to make everything that's close to it in that range, it's going to kind of make it pulse. But these guys are way too much up. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a move trigger so that once you reach here, it's actually going to move it by 20 again, so that the starting line now is in there. And we're going to move it on a very like slow, so it doesn't feel like it's too rushed. So like that, perhaps, like so, boom, 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 boom. This looks insanely phenomenal. I absolutely love it. I have never felt in love with an effect this much, bro. I am so happy this is actually turning out pretty good. Alright, so we're just gonna spam these guys, and what's excellent about this effect is that we can copy and paste it, and it doesn't even look copy and pasted. Why? Because we are using a random value inside the area tint. As you guys remember, we added the offset to be random between 5 and -5, meaning that each of these pixels is going to pick up a random value, which is going to be basically the difference between it and that line, which is always going to lead to this beautiful looking effect, which is just phenomenal. I might actually use this effect a lot often in my in my other levels. And I kind of feel like 20 is a bit too low, so I'm going to go 25 perhaps. Let's see if this one will make it look cooler, because I added a lot more blocks, and this way it just looks so phenomenal. I absolutely love it. This is just with the song, just perfect. What if we made so that we first of all we want to copy this one, and then we're gonna delete these guys, and we're gonna select those ones which are on 86, and then we're gonna do these guys 86. So we're gonna scale them up and then down. We're gonna remove all the group IDs and make a new loop. I'm gonna make it over there. Boom, boom, boom. You guys can see that now they are kind of scaling. This looks absolutely phenomenal. And I'm just gonna make them. What do I want now? So I'm gonna remove it. I want to change the distance between them, make it a bit like that, and maybe something like so. And now we can do the create loop and move it all the way down. So now you guys can see that these guys have a random size every time, which is just so good. And I'm gonna change the size. That was a bit, they got a bit too big, so 1.35 is what I'm gonna go for. And my god, this is excellent looking. I absolutely love it. Okay, now I'm a bit scared because the beginning, it looks so excellent that this one will never look as good. This one, like, I don't know what to add to make it look good. I think I've just used my full power in here, and it's still horrible looking, to be honest. But yeah, we're gonna get to that later. So why do I keep spicing this up even more, bro? Maybe because it just needs to be spiced up. I don't really know. Shaders, do we want to add any shade? Thing is, there are currently not many good shaders in GD, in my opinion. So we can't really use that many shaders, but okay, I got an idea. I actually had this idea for quite a while now, but I kind of just want to see how it's going to look. So you guys see how if you enable the ground, this just looks bad, but it doesn't look bad. I don't know why I'm said that, but yeah, we're going to add more stuff just as an excuse to make it look better. So we're going to make this one, flip it like that, and then we're going to add a object, and then we're going to make it warp, and then we're going to select that object that we added, and we're going to make it kind of like that. And now if we make this one on T3 and then make it black and then kind of add it on here, we're gonna see that it's just gonna look a bit better like this. Okay, actually I'm gonna move these guys to a new layer because I'm gonna add more stuff to it. So for example, what we can add is kind of like a low like that, and now if you make this one big, we're gonna have something like this. And if we make everything black, you guys are gonna see that it's gonna feel like it's a something, and then it's gonna going like a single hair what's it called, a single haired grass object. It's gonna jump from it like that. Would look pretty darn good. All right, nice. So now we're gonna do this. We're just gonna spam them every time there's like a corner, because otherwise I feel like it's kind of looking a bit weirder than I would say. But yeah, we're just making some excellent stuff over here. And yeah, like I said, we just want to spice this up as much as possible. Just don't go too crazy. And oh my god, this just added so much to the level. It is insane to me. And you guys can see that I kind of feel like this is going into the epic direction. I am not gonna lie, to be honest. This one thing over here, these two objects that I added, oh my god, what is going on? What I want to do is I'm gonna copy these ones and paste them up there as well, so that they kind of also grab this object over there. And we can use black because it's going from the cave thingies that we added. So right, so now like that. And this one actually might look cool because We add it like that maybe, and then it's gonna kind of feel like, okay, so the ones above aren't as good as the one at the bottom, but it doesn't really matter, so we're just gonna get rid of them. Actually, what if we keep them? Yeah, I'm gonna keep them. Keeping them is not a bad idea as well. All right, great. This is looking awesome. All praises to God, of course. And I'm thinking of maybe changing the line color, which is this one, the ground line, to black, but not sure because it kind of like the what if we actually made a ground instead of making black? What if we actually made a ground, which is this one, for example? Oh, what is going on with the ground? Why is it not black? It is black, actually. Okay, so we're gonna give the ground a color. We're gonna make it kind of like that, and then the ground 2 is gonna be a bit like so, and the line is gonna go to white, and with that, this actually looks a lot. Does it look better? Yeah, I think it does. It just makes it a little bit more not empty. It just adds a bit more to it, which is awesome. And now I'm gonna add like a little camera twist, just a random one. And I'm gonna use a camera offset just to see how it's gonna look. So I'm gonna move the camera a bit to the left, and we're gonna use X only so that we don't mess with the Y value, because as you guys know, this is just simply going to set the values to those ones. So we're going to do this, and then we're going to go left, and then we're going to go right again, because the song says so. And now you guys can see that if we play boom, boom, we go left, and then boom, go right. Yeah, this is not bad. Actually, I don't like this. This is kind of adding, I feel like I'm exaggerating now. Okay, I feel like we're adding too much unnecessary stuff, which is not what we want. Always make sure to know where your limits are and where to stop and when to stop, right? All right, and I also added this one, which, yeah, this is looking pretty good. Now, we're gonna add the last thing. The last... Oh my god, please be the last thing. Okay, the last thing we're gonna add is gonna be effects to the portals and the pads, the jump rings, because they look kinda lame. The level all looks excellent, but these guys look not good. They don't look good. So what we are gonna do is we're actually simply gonna yoink a chain. We're gonna yoink this chain and then add it in here. And instead of having this lame, we're actually gonna kind of rotate it like slightly. And this shouldn't change that much with the gameplay. I mean, we're just, you know, changing directions a bit faster than before. We're gonna add a chain over there, kind of make it connected to this thing. This is just making this a little bit better. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna give it a kind of like a very dark color, maybe like that. Yeah, a bit darker, like so, would look pretty clean. Yeah, I think this does not look bad. And now we're gonna add, where is it? There was something in here like these ones, which is, yeah, this looks also pretty good. And we're gonna add that on top of the portal because RobTop used it, and this looks pretty good. We're gonna disable the delayed loop by going to edit special, because this one, just so you guys can see that it just kind of, it doesn't keep looping. There's like a small delay after it finishes, and if we click on this one, it's gonna keep doing that, which is exactly what we want. And we kind of want to add it in here, and the reason for that is because there's actually a second layer to this portal on the other side, which you can't see in the editor, but you're gonna see in the game. So although this looks very weird in here, we're gonna give it a free color firstly, and we're gonna make them both blending. And yeah, the color you can't see right now, but you guys are gonna see it later in the video. So now if you make it kind of yellowish, gonna fit the portal color, I think it's gonna look pretty cool. So now if you play on here, you guys are gonna see that, oh my god, what is this? What is this, bro? This might literally be the best classic level I've ever created. Okay, make sure to move everything that you don't need to far to the left so that you can't see it. And what I'm thinking of is I kind of want the player to escape through, like to kind of be coming from this kind of cavey thingy. So maybe something like that, kind of make him be the subject of this, right? You just came out of this insane cave or something. Just add more story to it, just random stuff. You know, make it better. So like that is pretty good, but there's a small problem that we're gonna do this. And this way you can't really know where the start of the thing actually is. So we're just manipulating things, and we're actually gonna make this one like that so that it feels like this is literally the start of the tunnel, when in reality it really isn't. We're just manipulating things over here, and boom, boom. Make sure you fill in all of these guys so the player can't see stuff. And and the beginning is awesome. This is perfect looking. And now if you play, you guys are going to see that the first thing we wanted to preview was the portal, but I got too excited and I actually added stuff behind. Okay, so you guys can see that you can, it's revealing the whole thing. Like, why are these guys kind of going invisible and you can see each grass object? That's not that very cool. So to fix this, there are multiple things you can fix it with, but the reason why this happens is because every time an object goes off the screen or into the screen, it's actually going to fade in. And it's also going to enter in. What this means is that if you play Stereo Madness, you're going to see that I'm actually going to show you it real quick because why not? We can do that. So if you play Stereo Madness, you guys will see that if you look at the far right, the objects that are going to come from here are going to be kind of fading into the screen. You guys saw, and they're going to fade out at the end. So this is exactly what's going to happen. You guys can see this is by default. This is just how the objects are. And to disable it, you can use this one. This one is a trigger that basically removes the enter in and all these things. And now if you play, you guys will see that everything is just plain. There's no entering whatsoever. So you guys can see this looks much cleaner. And now what else you could do? What if I want everything to enter in but these guys? Then you can remove this one and go to all of these guys and then go to edit group extra and don't fade and don't enter. So this way everything will enter except for those guys. And I might actually do it because I'm going to show you another thing about triggers, which is pretty cool. Might add more stuff. And as you guys can see, now if you restart, these things are not coming into place. But as you guys can see, if we take a look at the far right, these objects are actually fading in, right? This looks pretty good. And you can change the fading in to kind of moving instead. So you can add perhaps one of these guys. Now they're kind of gonna like move into the screen from the top and the bottom. And as you guys can see, now if you take a look at the far right, this is how it's gonna be. I don't like this that much because it kind of reveals how certain objects are done, which is why I just like using this one to kind of prevent any of these movements of happening. And by the way, you can do like a custom movement using these guys. And like a custom rotation, you can just pretty much adjust everything you want, and also the offset and this everything down to like the easing pretty much. So yeah, that's how it is. And also I like to add actually, do I want to? Yeah, I like to add this particle on top of my my pads, and it's by using this one, and then we're gonna make it a bit big, and this one like a bit of variation as well. We're gonna do start size is equal to end size, and then what we're gonna do is we are going to make the speed 0 and the pulse bar a bit like that. We're gonna bring all of these values to 0. And now you guys can see that we're getting started. We can do this 180, and start spin is equal to end spin. Make it a bit larger, and you guys will see that if we add this one, kind of make calc, and we add a bit of fade in and fade out, you guys will see that this is an awesome effect. And we can just make it yellow by going here to make it yellow. The reason why I'm not using a use object color is because we're gonna use it for multiple pads, so we can just change the color via the actual thing. And now if you add it over here, it's gonna look a bit better. And also you can add a bit like that, and then make the opacity a bit lower just so that it looks a bit cleaner. Add a little bit of variations and clean. This looks excellent. Okay, so we have decorated this portal, but this orb is still undecorated. And what I like to do for these orbs is I like to add these guys because RobTop does that, and yeah, we should follow what Rob does because he's the developer of this game. He knows the most. We're gonna make it green-ish, kind of like that, and then we're gonna add glow on top of it just to spice it up even more. We're gonna copy the states, and then we're gonna paste them in here, and like that should look pretty normal. So I like to not go too crazy with orbs because some people like to like over decorate them that they don't even look like orbs anymore. But I kind of like going basic. I like going very basic when it comes to these things. And we're going to change the hue of this one to kind of make it more yellowish. And now we have 2 orbs. Now the player can tell that this is an orb, right? Some people add so much decoration that looks so good that you can't even know that it's an orb anymore. So I just like to keep it very simple, and this is looking very nice so far. And yeah, this is pretty nice. What I also like to add, oh my god, I keep adding stuff. I'm very sorry, but I have to spice this up because it's literally the first part. The first part is gonna be very good. The first and the end part have to be like the best. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some chains like that, like very small ones that go through this guy, and they are actually gonna be black black and white. So we're going to do that and then this like so. And we're going to make them absolutely in the background, like in the really, really background like that. And this way, I don't know why, but I just like adding this stuff. And I kind of feel like it just makes the level look a bit better. And yeah, you guys can see that this looks pretty clean. All right, boom, boom, double jumps, and we are on to the next part. Now we have fully added effects and everything to the first part. If you want to spice this up even more, you could absolutely go ahead, but I kind of feel like there's a weird thing already because the ground is actually not pulsing at all. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy one of these guys. I'm going to go to here, copy one of these guys and add a ground one. So now the ground will also pulse to a, we're going to make it like a dark blue like that. So now it goes from, actually let's make it red. And now we're going to do ground 2. And ground 2 might go a bit more towards the yellowish perspective like that. Yeah, excellent. Like that just looks so much better. The ground is now literally a part of the level, which is what it should have been at the beginning of this thing. So should we add more animation? Oh my god, I keep adding more stuff. Please stop. No, we're not gonna stop. This is fun. Adding this stuff is really fun. And yeah, I'm gonna make this like in the background, kind of like this, kind of like this. Does that look cool? Yes, it does. And now what else do we want to add? Is there anything I could add? I like to add 2.2 animations just to make this level look fresh. And we are already using a lot of 2.2 things. So we're gonna make this a bit kind of slow because it's just to fit the pace of the level. And yeah, looks pretty good. I'm gonna make this, of course, in the background so that you can't see it from the front. And maybe copy and paste it over there to make it look clean. And yeah, I also wanted to, okay, probably the last thing, probably. So this one like that, and then we can copy this color and paste it on my boy over here. Now this guy also has a cool one. Okay, so is that really it? I think it is, maybe not, I don't really know. But I feel like it's good. We just have to figure out the name of the level, but I like to do that at the very end when we're completely done. So yeah, let's just give it a playtest in normal mode and see how it plays. Let's see how good this looks. Yeah, I think it's pretty excellent. I like the glow. The glow is pretty cool. And now we move on to the second part, which we're gonna decorate later and also add effects later to it. So yeah, nice.